All right, everybody, welcome back to a evening night edition, one of many that we've had over the last few days of Dogging It, and I'm joined with another one of our junior series, which has been pretty cool because I've been learning a lot about these great players that we have here in the states, and like you guys, if you watch a lot of junior pool, then you're ahead of me because I don't. But I'm enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to going out there in Vegas in a few days to go and really sweat these kids and see how they can do, or young men and women. Excuse me, I don't mean to call you kids. But we're joined by Nathan Nunes. Is that how you pronounce your last name, Nathan?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's
Awesome,
it.
man. It's good to finally meet you. I think we met out in Vegas and at the expo. Is that right?
Yeah, I wasn't at the expo. I couldn't make it to that, but I was at the
No.
BCA. So we met there when you had the table by the off the rail booth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. With right next to Jamie and them. Jamie's a great dude. I got a lot of love for Jamie, and it's funny because so we were right next to them, him and Rhonda out there in Vegas, and then
Hmm.
last minute I ended up going to the expo, and so when I'm talking with Alan Hopkins Jr., he's like, "Hey, where do you want to get set up by?" And I said, "Man, I really don't care. All I need is some power and some Wi-Fi, and I'm good." And he was like, "How about
Wait, what was that?
I told Alan Hopkins Jr. I said, anywhere where there's Wi-Fi, I can go and make it work. Anyway,
Hmm.
he ended up putting me right back right next to the off the rail booth, which is ironic because I just saw him in Vegas, and then I go and hang out with him for a few days out in Philadelphia. So
That's pretty
they're all,
cool.
yeah, yeah. It's crazy because there's a ton of vendors there. So like of all
Yeah.
the people to be next to, it was back with them. But um, they said audio glitch. So well, hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me know in the chat. Yeah, just let me know if there's any kind of issues and we can try to refresh. But yeah, it's cool, man. I'm enjoying all these that we're able to go and do. Just a bit of a heads up before we jump on into it. So I am gonna be out in Austin, Round Rock over the next few days, and tomorrow night we're gonna be interviewing Chip Compton. Or at least that's the plan anyway. I'm gonna be out there at Skinny Bob's tomorrow evening, and we're gonna talk about his upcoming match with Tony 9-8 even. So that's exciting. And then little birdie told me that he's going to be playing Shane some even one pocket two sometime this summer. So we're going to jump into that, and I'm going to get all the details as much as I can squeezed out of him. So I'm looking forward to that. On top of that, Nathan, you watch any World Cup of pool?
I haven't followed it this year, but
Well,
I
I
know
think your
that
audio might have
already.
glitched out, or maybe it's mine, Nathan. Let me try to refresh, and we'll see if we can come back in, Nathan. If you can hear me,
Okay,
give me 1 second. Just stand by for me. Let me
you're
try
good.
to come back in. We're trying this one more time. Nathan, can you hear me, my man?
Yes, sir.
I can hear you. Corby saying it was me. So hopefully you guys can go back to hearing me. Let me know in the chat if it's coming through. We're doing our best here to go and keep this flight going here. So yeah, I was gonna say, how did you enjoy the World Cup of pool, man?
It was the World Cup pool was great. I mean, we're talking about the countries, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The one this morning. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I saw USA beat Alex and John Mora, and that was I kind of expected Alex and John to play a little better, but you know, USA looked sharp out there.
Yeah, for sure. It was a great match. They kind of built it up to be this great thing, and even though it was a little bit one-sided, it still was pretty exciting. I mean, at least if you're an American fan, I suppose. But Alex and John had their chances. They just couldn't capitalize. Like they never got any kind of like rhythm, man, at all. It was the oddest thing. But Alex always seems to like struggle on the matchroom stages for some reason. I can't wrap my finger around it. And even though they've been playing together for a long time, I don't know, man. It's just the chemistry just seems to be off. Where Sky and Shane, they look like they were just, completely in sync. They got a lot of history together. Do you have any junior friends of yours that you play pool with that maybe y'all have played some scotch before, or y'all just get along real well on the table and kind of know how each other's gonna play?
A lot of the kids that I do, they're not from California, but Payne McBride is and Riley Atkins, those are definitely closer friends of mine in the JIC, and I feel like us three, we're all gonna be a big part of the future of the game, and hopefully, we can just get on the big stage one day. But
That's that
yeah,
kid.
it's
That's that one that's like 8 feet tall. Payne, right?
yeah. That's
Yeah,
him.
yeah. You can spot that kid in a crowd, man. He's tall. But then again, I ain't that tall, so everyone's tall compared to me. Um, no, that's cool, man. It's who would you say is? I've been asking a lot of the junior players this. So who would you say is your biggest competitor or maybe rival in the JIC?
Personally, everybody has a different like somebody that may have their number on the table, like they can't
Right.
beat or they can't get past. A person that I find myself always getting into close, intense matches with is Payne. Actually, Payne McBride.
Yeah.
I would say he he knows how I play and I know how he plays, and we've played each other enough to always put on a show. And we always try to shoot our best when we play, but sometimes other things happen. But yeah,
It's part of the game though, right? Now when you say put on a show, are you meaning like you're firing at everything, or are you ducking when you're supposed to duck? Or are you playing the right shots, or are you just like
just 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 playing good, honest pool. It's like when you see pros play, we really I feel like a lot of the juniors really try to reimage a professional, a true professional at the game, and I feel like that's what we try to be 100% of the time. And I feel like that, in a way, is putting on a show, because not a lot of the time you're going to see a junior step up to the table and play like a pro. But sometimes we have those moments.
no, yeah, for sure. I mean, the little bit that I've been able to see. I mean, I said I don't watch a lot of junior pool, but I've seen a little bit here and there, just being out in the BCA, being out at the expo. There was a lot of juniors there as well. I was rooming with Adrian Prasad whenever I was out there at the expo. So I got to see him play quite a bit as well. Because just when I had some downtime, me and him were became fast friends, and it really amazes me like the level of talent. And I don't want to say it like in reference of like being young. I just mean like the level of talent when it comes to being a pool player, right? Because we're all in that same kind of standard. So I love that answer, by the way. If I was gonna go and say, Nathan, I ain't never seen you play before, who would what pros game would you say is close to your style of play?
Uh, I don't know. I feel like everybody has their own game, but if I had to choose somebody, I'd probably go with Alex.
Yeah, Alex is creative, man. He's got a sick cue ball.
Yeah,
What what what?
what was
Go
that?
ahead. No, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say him or Tony, because Tony has the creative mindset that I really chase after, and
Yeah,
Tony, ever since I started, has been an idol to me. But I think I'd have to go with Alex because of his he 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 just has a different style than anybody else, in my opinion, that I just
I
can't
love that
comprehend.
answer. As someone who loves one pocket, these are two of of my favorite guys. I love watching and it's exactly what you said. It's their creativity because there's a different eye with those boys, and it's not and it's one thing to be able to think like, well, this is gonna come off of here and it's gonna come off the face of the ball, and then you're gonna come and carry them off of this, but like the execution, along with being able to see it. Is what makes them truly unique. I'm gonna be up there in a few days, and I've seen Tony and Chip play probably at least once, maybe twice. But that's whenever he was getting 9-8, and Chip. I don't want to say he robbed Tony, but it wasn't the closest match.
Yeah,
I'm curious, who do you like in that matchup?
it's even on Chip's break, right?
Yeah, so on Chip's break, he'll get even, and then well, of course when Tony's breaking, he's getting 9-8,
I
which is
think I
how
like.
I think. So before they were playing, I didn't mean to cut you off. Before they were playing 9-8, Chip wins twice. Then he goes to Louisiana. They play even, and Tony just dominated. But Tony was not the Tony that we've been used to seeing. Tony was a different Tony. So now they're playing that 9-8 even for I think six figures at least, 100,000 and 50 a man. So that'll be exciting. But anyway, you were saying?
Yeah, I think with that game, the way that Tony's been playing, I don't think personally, I don't think he's going to be able to be stopped by Chip. So I think it might be close, but I think Tony's definitely just going to come out uh, shooting a little stronger.
Well, Tony's definitely the vogue name right now. He's coming off a big win, a back-to-back win out there in Buffalo's. He seems to be snapping off, if not going deep in every single one pocket event with decent money since the beginning of the year, really. And I I can't really argue with what you're saying or why you're saying it because he really is just playing lights out. But I don't know, man. If I think that Tony's gonna have to play similar to what he played back in Louisiana because Chip's a grinder, and if there's someone that I want playing from behind for my money, it's Chip. And we saw that whenever he played Scott because he was behind the whole day, and then he comes back and makes it hill, and they play one game for all the cash, and that's just the kind of player that Chip is. And to Tony, part of what makes him exciting can also be a heel at times because he is so creative and he can kind of go and bite on the bait a little bit. If he sees something going and hanging, and if he's got some confidence to him, it can get him in trouble if he doesn't execute. But I tell you what, man, as someone who just loves one pocket, I'm beyond excited to go and watch this matchup. So, um, do you get to play any one pocket? Because I know JIC is all rotation, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's all nine ball for the GIC, but I do enjoy playing one pocket. It's definitely one of the more interesting games in my opinion, and there's so much to learn, and there's a lot of money to be made in it. So I think every junior should get used to playing one pocket.
Yeah, I like the creativeness, and it just like I said, it helps you see the table better, I think, and see different shots. And I think it can kind of be a detriment when it comes to stroke because one pocket stroke and rotation stroke can be a little different for top players. But it's my favorite game. What successes have you had at the JIC? Um, what have been some of your top finishes, Nathan?
I've taken fifth twice. I've only been to three. So
Okay.
I went to Florida for the first time. It was the second stop of the first season. I took fifth, and then I took I think it was fifth again in the pro am, and then I went to Texas. I didn't do too good, and then I just got back from Phoenix. I took fourth in the 18U, and then I got seventh, eighth in the pro am.
How old are you?
I just turned 17.
Oh, nice. Well, happy late birthday, my man. Yeah, no, I like what Ra's doing. What's it been like for you to be able to play somewhere consistent many times a year and what he's doing? What has that meant for juniors like yourself?
I mean, it's huge. I've only been playing for 4 years, so I haven't really been in the game that long. But with what Raw's doing, it's only going to bring us in the right direction, and I feel like we have nothing to do but support him and continue to show up to these events, and while he supports us as well at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. I like Raw style. I like his standards too. He's got dress code, and this is someone who hated dress code as a kid. So the irony here is not lost on me at all. But I like being presentable and trying to go and put a step forward when it comes to um, just sponsors and just looking professional as much as you can, right? And going and treating it more like a sport versus going and playing the game. The other part of because you'll be out in Vegas for not just the JIC, but there's also the BEF that I'm assuming you're going to be at as well.
Yes, sir.
What experience have you had, if any, with the BEF, Nathan?
This is actually going to be my first year playing in the BEF. For the past 3 years, I just I haven't I heard about it, but I just didn't. I wasn't like I just wasn't getting out there financial wise. But this year I'm trying to make a push, and I'm gonna be there. It's my first time, so
What are you looking to play out there? What events?
I'm just doing the for my division, my age group. I think it's 18 and under, 18 through 16 or something like that, and it's 9 ball. And I believe that's it because I think there's an 8 ball too, but I didn't sign up for the 8 ball.
I probably should know this because I'm going to be out there, but I don't. And if Oscar's watching, he may kill me. Probably not Oscar. If Desiree's watching, she may kill me. So, but yeah, no, I like the different disciplines and the different age groups. And it's going to be on big table too, right? So is that your preferred table of choice? Because I know that there's some events around the country that are on the bar table.
Yeah, 100%. I like 9 footers. It's just you got more room.
How'd you
So,
get started playing pool, Nathan?
my I watched a lot of YouTube before I even started playing pool. Like Florian Kohler, Venom trick shots, just interesting stuff like that. And then I wanted to go try it out. And then like 3 weeks after I started playing, I had a guy come up to me and was willing to teach me for free. It was a good opportunity at the time, and I took it and I just kept rolling with it, and I fell in love with the game, and here I am.
At what point did you think like, you know, I can go and travel around to some of these events like the JIC and um, I guess take a swing in playing with some of the top players in the country, the top junior players in the country.
Well, I used to play in a lot of local tournaments, and then I got really comfortable with the pressure. I started to like it and enjoy that feeling and embrace it. And once I got comfortable enough, I just wanted to get myself out there and event. I eventually convinced my parents to take me out of the state to play in a. I think it was like a 600 and under tournament, and then I ended up taking second or third. So
Wow.
that my parents, that was back then, but my parents really just the support they have for me is surreal sometimes because it's a lot. They help me out a lot, and when they see me do good, when they see my mental game doing good, it just makes them want to help me more, and it's a good cycle to be in.
You're lucky, my man, and very fortunate in that regard because not everyone's so blessed, you know, and as a parent myself, there's nothing, you know, that we want to see our kids do well. And I don't care if they're tying their shoes or, you know, playing with, playing anything, whatever they want to do. I want them to have passion and I want them to enjoy it and do something that's for them, not because I want them to do it. So to see you go and chase your dreams and have successes is fantastic. And, but you have other people in your corner, not just your parents, right? Who are some of your, who are some of your sponsors, man?
Adam Stickles, he's been a huge support of mine for like the past 2 years. He doesn't sponsor a lot of pool players, but he does a lot of he sponsors a lot of events over the country for a lot of big tournaments. He adds a lot of the money. He's a great guy, and he only wants the best for the future of pool. And then Tony Hargan picked me up at BCA. He's a huge supportive person in my life. He sends me he has me looking sharp all the time every time I go to a tournament, and I get to wear his amazing clothes. And then I got the owner of California Billiards, Chris Swart. He's let me play pool for free for the past 3 years. So I mean, I can't really ask for much more than that. I'm 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 just surrounded by a lot of people that want me to do good in life, and I feel like that's a good spot to be in. And I just have nothing but to be grateful for all those people.
Well, you got to be doing something right to have all those people in your corner. I know you said you're 17. What have your grades been like, Nathan? I'm sure you're still in school, no?
No, I just got out of school, so I wasn't in town for graduation, but I did get my diploma, and I just got out. I'm going to be going to a community college local, so
That's
just to continue schooling. but I'm also going to be playing pool and trying to make it in there as well.
You got to have a balance, man. And now graduating, the responsibilities all on your shoulders. As long as you keep your head right, then you'll have all those successes, man. So that's pretty fantastic. What besides these two events coming up? What are your plans in, let's say, the next few months, man?
So I have the JSC and the BEF in Vegas, and then after that I'm going to be going to the next JIC stop as well.
Where's that
And
going to
then
be at, and when, if you know?
I think I can pull it up. It's in Iowa though,
Okay,
and um, I think
maybe at Big
it's
Dogs.
yes sir, yes sir. I think
I've
it's
been
the last weekend of July or maybe early August.
I was out at Big Dogs with Pat Deviney. Um, I think it was last year. As a matter of fact, that was my first time being out there. Great place. I forgot the owner's name, but I mean, just a beautiful pool room, full of yeah. I mean, it was just the sizing of it was mind blowing to me. But you'll really have a good time, and more importantly, the quality of people out there was fantastic. Everybody was super super nice.
Yeah, that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
So, what about after the JIC in Iowa? What else you got going on?
Um, Not a lot of tournaments out of state, but I'm for this summer especially. I'm gonna be on a grind every day. I'm gonna be at the pool hall practicing. So no matter what, I may not be going to every tournament, but I'm 100% playing, and I'm trying to get as good as I can, quick.
Well, that's good, man. That's good. I like kids with with a good head on their shoulders and doing things the right way. And you seem to be doing both those things. And it was whenever I was talking with Joey, and he's not here right now. He's a little bit under the weather, but he'll persevere and come through. But anyway, when I was telling Joey like, hey, I got all these plans. I'm gonna want to do all these juniors, and the list that I had, man, was just, I mean, it was ridiculous. And I'm trying to, and like as I go and like knock off one name, like three replace it, right? And out there in Vegas, we got a whole bunch of stuff planned, like social media wise, and just nonstop of just giving you guys a spotlight and the stage, and just you let more and more people get to know you. But anyway, when I was telling Joey like about everything we had coming up, he was like, "Man, we got to interview Nathan." And whatever impression you made on him was lasting, because he had nothing but really good things to go and say about you, which makes sense because you got all those great people. It seems like in your corner, showing you love and respect and appreciating your game. So whatever you're doing, just make sure and keep it up. That's the main thing.
Thank
So
you. I appreciate that.
yeah, man. And I'm sorry we had a little bit of trouble getting Nathan on, just for full disclosure. The last couple of times. This is like I think round number three of trying to schedule it. But he was a great sport. I know me, man, I get a little impatient. So you got a lot more patience than me. But I'm looking forward to seeing you out there in Vegas, man. And I hope you all I wish you all the success out there as well, man.
I appreciate that for sure. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, buddy. So, you guys stay tuned. We're gonna have a bunch of stuff coming up in the next few days. More junior players like Nathan coming up that we're gonna be spotlighting as well. So make sure and hit that follow and like button, uh, and subscribe. And we'll see y'all later.